This is Nostrovini. We're talking about the Middle East. We're talking about world events, all given to us by the glorious paper of record, the New York Post. Now, let me tell you something. It's been proven that the Iranians are not moderating their behavior. They took these very innocent uh, wrestlers who were just protesting the barbaric policies of the totalitarian Islamic regime going onto the streets. And these are athletes and these are good teenage kids. But they were fighting for freedom and they were hung as an example to others to frighten the rest of the great population. Of course, but Trump, our leader, our emperor, the sainted Trump, had told them, don't cross that line. Stop the butchery of your own people or there will be consequences. Those consequences will be the quick, complete destruction of the higher echelons of these butchers and putting them in jail and putting them in the noose as the people are armed. And the Iranians, or I like to call them the Persians, as we differentiate between them and these monsters that run their country. They will overthrow them. The king and the king of Persia will be restored, or his son. Then democratic institutions will be in again. Islam will no longer be a mandatory but a voluntary situation among the populace. This is not a regime change as conducted by us as if we're dealing with puppets. But no, but an organic organization coming up from the people themselves. All we have to do is give the Iranians a chance, or as I like to call them, the Persians, to overthrow these despots. And it should be a no of, but shock, ABC backstab. The left has backstabbed they decided they're the champions of freedom, the champions of women's equality. But no, they are not. They are more likely the champions of a dictatorship. They are the champions of totalitarianism, of anti-Westernism. They're against America. They're against decency and goodness. This is a struggle between good and evil. We, of the civilization of the West, represent the Judas Christian religion and tolerance of other religions, represent all that is good, while the left represents everything that is bad and evil. It is quite clear that they will be defeated. But let's go to the comic relief. You know, they were asking the reporters who were like nice that why didn't we warn them that we were going over to attack Iran, which has been at war with us for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and attacking and killing Americans. The Japanese ambassador or president of Japan or minister of Japan was there, this young woman, and he said, what? You didn't warn us about Pearl Harbor. Well, her eyes opened up. And she went, what? And she saw the humor in it, because the man has the humor of a god, of some medieval or Greek god of laughter. And he makes me laugh. He's a greater comedian than I can ever be. Uh, they had this damn teen who was turned in by her husband, by the father. He stabbed this woman. And he's going to run back to Peru. Apparently, knife fighting with women is mandatory in Peru. Some places they use knives a lot, as opposed to a gun. This is accessible to, it makes the world very dangerous especially to the vulnerable. Only guns were allowed in the city, this reign of terror will be over. If only vigilantism was a common trait among our populace, instead of punished, but rewarded. What a beautiful world it would be. Walk at your own risk. This crazy mayor of ours is making it almost frightening to be a pedestrian. Walk at your own risk. And now what he's doing is trying to slow down the cars. Cars will have to go slow. He's discouraging uh, private transportation in favor of public transportation. But at the same time, he's making it so that he's crazed delivery men, third world delivery men, frequently, I suspect, uh, illegals, can run roughshod, can go as fast as they can with no punishment for running over the elderly. Being a man who's potentially could get a broken hip, I resent this. I have to look both ways, and then in between, and then I will be a crazed guy or some guy from the third world barreling down as if it's downtown Nurogata, Office of Safety. They say that we're going to have an Office of Safety that's in charge of 911, but its budget is the smallest of the whole. This is a disgrace. The man doesn't believe in law and order. He thinks crime is a construct. Crime is not a construct. Crime is crime. It's real. The demonic Democrats can't get it together. They can only pull things apart. It was this actor. He mentioned that Kamala Harris was a bad candidate. That it should have been done easier. But his crazed daughter and his crazed wife attacked him. Actually physically roughed him up. What is to become of this America? These women have to be put in their place. It was a big mistake to give them the vote. Obviously, they're insane. They're crazy. Well, they're nutsy, crazy nutsy. It's just a disgrace. The men have to put these women in their place. Shut them up. Tell them no. No. You have no input in this. You're a woman. Go in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. Nice sandwich, a good sandwich. There's the role. They were to gather fruit and vegetables, but the men hunted. Oh, of course, there are exceptions to the rules, and we should celebrate those exceptions. I always know the primary role of woman is to serve man. They're ribs, ribs with an attitude. Allied eatery for drugs. A place that sells chicken, fried chicken, was turned into a drug den, a drug dispensary. What the hell is going on in this world? They were doing it a drone was going over a roof of a prison to deliver drugs. Drugs, the scourge of drugs has to stop. It must stop or we're all doomed. Doomed, I tell you. Budget bomb. We have on our hands a man who wants to increase the budget for useless social welfare programs, wasteful, and take it away from the good, really nice people of the city to literally take you by the heels of your feet and shake the money out of you. This just has to stop. Now, Buzumai, or whatever his name is, claims that he has suffered homophobia, not homophobia, although I expect he's one of those too, for Islamophobia. Let me tell you something. There's no such thing as Islamophobia. The misgivings people have of the excesses of Islam are legitimate. Islam can be a very beautiful religion. It has to be taken in check because it was originally led by a warlord. So there's a lot of room for harshness within it. It wasn't mellowed out. It hasn't been defanged, even among themselves. This is true. Islam is at war with itself, as well as all the other religions. But there can be good Isms. I met many, the majority of people of the Muslim faith that I know personally are good people, tolerant people, and moderate people. The bad eggs, the smelly eggs, the rotten eggs, the dangerous eggs that give everybody pulse. What did you say? No one can control him. Nobody can control the Trump. The man is a genius. The man is our savior. We need an honest man, and that honest man is Mr. Donald Trump. What a man, what a man. They had a hallway of horror where a man went in with a truck to destroy a synagogue. We must take all these people who take anti-Semitic effects or will do bad things to Jews and deport them or incarcerate them or shoot them outright if they're violent, that violent. They had a child. Child played hockey, and half his family was wiped out by his crazed stepfather, who was transgender and unhappy with his lot, and was outraged that people would realize that he is not a woman. He looked like a linebacker in a dress, more closer to a cross-dressing tranny than, all of this rather thing in a certain way. I mean, really, I've always found it disturbing men dressed as women, especially those who have 5 o'clock shadows. The world has gone insane. This mass movement has to be fought at every step. It goes against God's rules, it goes against society's rules. And it only really exists. It's a mental illness, my friends, a mental illness. Spring is a leak, sprung a leak. What is this? Spring leaves. Spring has sprung. Yes, it's the first day of spring today. A glorious day when the sunshine will be all upon us. Who says the it's terrible the weather? The weather is good. Deranged Tucker Carlson. He's turned against Israel. He's turned against America, and he turned against Trump. I don't know what he wants. For the world that we should not be involved in wars with enemies who are trying to destroy us, or who potentially can destroy the world through atomic weapons and the takeover of Europe. No, this battle against this excessive totalitarianism must go on, Mr. Tucker. The ocean cannot protect us all. Isolationism of that type is wrong. But we should be getting our fair share. We should be having arrangements, military arrangements and alliances in which we give and get as much as we get out of it. City. Cities game day of the day. Our mayor wants to get the death tax. You know what the death tax is? That even through death, they will take a piece of you. Mr. Muzulu, your Marxist dreams will not come true. You'll be stopped by higher powers, both earthly and supernatural. Yes. That is the mind of things. No, you're going to go and leave. Leave. Oh, shush. There we go. Goodbye. I love me a Trump, I do. He is no fool. He'll lead us to promised land, and we'll all be part of the clan of the hand.